It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. Tonight, we're going to take a look at my mess pile and see what projects I have coming up. I have not done much of anything on the layout since I got back from Amherst. I got back a couple days later. I ended up getting sick. Then I was sick for like 2 weeks or so, and now I'm trying to get back into it, and all I've done is created more and more piles. So tonight I'm going to try and go through some stuff, sort some stuff out. I'll show you what's on the list. I'll update my list. We can take a look at what's already on the list because there's already a huge list of things, and we can kind of see where everything's at and go from there. I just realized the lights aren't on the and they're still not on. Well, I've got a train running back there. You just can't see it because the lights are off. I don't know why the lights are off, but the lights are off. Let's see who's joining us tonight. We've got Andy from SD Pandy Projects, Barry Olson's in the house, David from DB Tech is here, Roy Containerman 68, Don Head's in the house, Dave BNS, FN Scale, Eddie Pappert's here, John Benicki, Dwight from the Curly Express. We got Lynn McCurdy in the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club, or as Sparky calls him, Lynn McCurly. And I don't know why he does that. We got Mark from M&M Rails, Greg from Midsummer Railway N Scale, Mike's Deep Run Railroads here, Mini Prince in the house, Nathan Five Chime, Nisi J, Norm Miller, Otter Creek and Rio Grande, Pedro Spicer, Possum Bayou, Ray Boble, Ray Ron VR, Ron Moen, Roy Eltham, Russ Rock'n'Roll Railroad, Split Rocks in the house, Stormy Sky Rail Productions, the CNW Mondavi line, Thomas Grassi, and last on the list, Mr. Steven from Wigwag Workshop. I've seen a bunch of people pop in as I was reading off those names. Thank you everyone for being here. Almar just got here. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go over right now. It's 40 seconds long. I think it's 40 seconds long. Go check out Almar's very first video. He did a video on the meet and greet that is coming up in May in Greeley, Colorado. Yes, I will actually be there. Finally got my flight, got a hotel room, and the rest I'll figure out from here forward. Andrew, Mr. Petrovic, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated, contributing to the Humanity Fund. And I did see, oh, come on, stop moving. David from DB Tech asking, Este Panda, are you the guy that had the wind-up trains? He is. That is Andy Estep. He had the wind-up trains and came and visited me as well. Sparky, you missed it. We already talked about the meet and greet. I already posted the link. Told everyone to go watch Almar's video, his very first video. But yeah, Sparky's going to be there. You can head over to Sparky's, grab a t-shirt. Oh, Sparky's contest, $1,000. Maybe one prize, maybe two prizes. One or two prizes, maybe 500 for two or one for 1,000. But anyway, make a video about the meet and greet. You can go watch Al's video as an example, or anybody's video as an example. Contest closes tonight at midnight. I don't know what time zone. So I would get it in by midnight Eastern time, because we don't know. Al's struggling with the new TV. Well, at least you got a new TV. That's pretty cool. There's the link for the contest if anybody wants to know about it. And just so people know, tonight at 9 o'clock, Second Section Podcast is having another round with Boomer Dioramas is going to be on again. So I'm going to go lickety-split through what I've got planned for tonight so that we can all kind of head over and see from there. Container Man, I am arriving. I'll tell you when I'm arriving. I will need a ride from Denver International Airport on Thursday, May 18th, up to Greeley, about an hour north. Tim says, don't use his as an example. It's a mess. Steve, I mean, if you want to wait for Roy to pick you up, you can hang out in the airport overnight, in the Denver airport. I'm sure Roy would come get you when he swings through town. So that's pretty awesome. And I just like, if you know, Mark doesn't quite show up. When you bring up Mark's logo on StreamYard, it looks like it's 3D. So I wanted to bring it up and see what it looked like on this system. Not quite as good, but you know, it's still fun seeing everybody's logos. So let's take a quick look. Oh, I got the whole thing up. Here's my to-do list that I'm going to be working on tonight. We'll go through. I got a bunch of stuff actually on the desk, and I'll kind of go through it. We'll see what's on the list, what's not on the list, what needs to get added to the list. And in general, just try and get some organization around stuff. I definitely got, you're glad you didn't commit to go to China, to Colorado. Gotcha. I thought you were saying you're glad you didn't choose to get there. Yeah, Nisi's noted, yeah, I know, right? So I did a short, it's not... The way I was trying to do it is, it's not that it's a short list, it's that it is a short time frame list. So what I was trying to do was put the items that I wanted to get done quickly on the short list. Then I have a midterm list, and then I've got a longer list. And it didn't, yeah, everything just sort of ended up on, yeah, the short list ends up, yeah. I told you my list has gotten long, and I saw a comment from somebody, and now I can't find where the comment went. Oh, here we go. Andy said, nickel plate stuff, cool. We can talk about that first. You guys may notice I have right here a nickel plate. Oh, come on. Oh. What happened? Well, that went well. Let's start over. Oh, jeez. I don't know why that just did that. touched the camera, and right away it decided to stop. We are not doing any agile planning. What I like to do actually is I think it's called the Eisenhower matrix, or is it the Einstein matrix? It's one of those, Eisenhower matrix or Einstein matrix. Essentially, you put things in 4 different like categories. It's like things that are important and things that aren't important, and then things that like you need to get done, but you know, don't. So it's whatever. No, it's not the camera I took apart. I don't know why it does this every once in a while, where it decides that it doesn't want to stay powered. I had it on. I set everything up an hour before the show. That's just the way I do things. I like to make sure that everything is working and that I won't have any issues like this when I go to start. And of course, I kind of got to get this camera on, right? Because everything that's on the desk in front of me are the things we want to talk about. So now that this isn't working, it's kind of, yeah, always another project. Always, always, always. Let's see if I can find a battery, a different battery that I can put on this thing. Oh, now it... See, the second I go get another battery, now the thing works. Okay. Take 2. Yeah, so I've got some nickel plate railroad stuff here that's pretty cool. On Sunday, I got the chance to run the nickel plate railroad. This was the last train that I took out, which is train number 96. I got the clearance form A at 6:52 a.m. The date was October 18th at 1954. We left out of Charleston heading for Frankfurt, I believe it was. So we were heading east. East trains had priority, so we had no orders for the trains. Or no order for this train. Essentially, it was just a through train, straight through. But this was timetable and train order, so we did have to, throughout the whole operating session, we had to comply with some of the other trains that were out there on the railroad. The first train I ran was 43, and that one took a little bit of a while because we had to keep jockeying around other trains, but then 96 is the one that I ran. We left at 7:40 a.m. and we got to Frankfurt Yard a little bit after 9 a.m. We ran into some traffic that should not have been in the way, but it was in the way. So yeah, this was the timetable that we had, that we ran. And it was cool. It was fun. But yeah, I kept this stuff. I don't know if I'm going to keep this stuff long term, but it was kind of fun to like get like paperwork, to not have everything be digital, which was kind of fun. No smoke. This is just paper. I'm wondering if I zoom out a little bit, if I'm going to kill this camera again. So Mark wants to know where this was. This is at a, the guy is kind of well known, I guess. Some people might have heard of him. He wrote a couple books. He's got this book right here. This was his first layout that he had at this house. He tore this layout down and set up the nickel plate railroad. He actually just came out with this new book as well. Alec McLeland just passed away in November of 2022. So the layout I was at, this guy wrote a book, on Allen's railroad. Yeah, I was kind of joking. Yeah, it was Tony Custer's layout. It was like if you're on the West Coast and you've been to Jack Burgess's website, to me, going to like Tony Custer's website is kind of like, you know, the East Coast of Mecca, or East Coast Mecca for model railroaders. And I don't mean to like joke about like whatever, but like just the idea of like it was a big honor, I felt like, to go and actually run on his layout. And it wasn't the first time I met him. I had met him before, but just digitally. But to get to go, you know, hang out with them for a couple hours, meet his crew, it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. So, yeah, there's also, if people are interested in the Virginian in Ohio, which is Alan, I'm going to keep saying his last name wrong. I'm going to stop saying his last name. If you want to check out his layout, Otto Vendrock compiled, edited an article on him as well in the March episode. I did that again. I that's the last time we did this. I said episode as well. What was I talking about? Check out Railroad Model Craftsman. So yeah, there are certain layouts out there, right? Like Howard Zane's layout, Tony Custer's layout. I know, issue. I guess I have an issue with issues, so I just don't want to I don't want to say issue, you know? It just seems, you know, no issues. You still haven't received that issue. I got it last week sometime, so it should be out there. Should be coming. Yeah, no, I don't have any issues. Everything's perfect. No issues whatsoever. There you go. Periodical. There we go. Virginian in Ohio. It's the periodical. So I got a question. Let's see. What's this? What's on my shirt? Let's see if we can take a look. So on my shirt, it says, ask me about model trains. And then in small print, it says, actually, you don't have to ask me. I'll just talk about them anyway. So that's what that says. And while we're here, don't start getting all PC on us. While we're here, I will show you, this is a new sweatshirt that I got as well. I like it because it's zippered. And I like that you can, I'm covering up the mic, so I'm trying not to cover up the mic. I like that it's zippered and that it zips nicely right through the logo. And I've got the Riverside Transfer logo on the back. This came from a newish apparel company called Train Nerd. If people want any sort of custom things made, they basically it's cut out on a Cricut printer and ironed on, and make any sort of custom stuff. But the thing I didn't like about the other one that I had is it wasn't zippered, and you'd have to keep pulling it over your head. I love that this is zippered. It's great. They did a great job too with getting everything lined up, and my logo is definitely pretty complicated. Steven, I have no idea I don't know what you're supposed to ask me about. I don't know. A boot? Ask me a boot? I'm just noticing you said, Heath, did you run the train that you blame me for? I don't even know. I have a salsa stain on my shirt. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, I thought, I've got a couple of these shirts. I just found them on Spreadshop, which is where I have my apparel shop. I just looked for various train things. I think, yes, I believe Teespring offer ones, but I believe you can only get the logo on the side. Can you get the logo down the front? I don't know the answer. Derek, send me a message, email me, wherever, however, and I'll get you in touch with them. They're all like custom done kind of things, so you can work out sort of how complicated you want it. Tom wants to know how many zips on the zipper. I think this is like 3, and that's 4, and that's 5. Anyway, we don't need to keep going. Yeah, Nathan, I'm probably not going to be able to make Northlands, unfortunately. Nathan is doing a meet and greet at Northlands in March 11th, Saturday. So if you're in the area or not in the area, come check him out. Mark, I do not have a problem anymore with pullovers messing up your hair. Heath, no, I went, oh, for one of mine. If you want this. I don't know. We haven't worked that out. We haven't worked out a price for this. He's not here tonight. He's his son has an event that he's off doing, but I can ask him. 20 minutes in and lots of projects go. See, now you know why. Now you know why I never get any of my projects done. It's because people distract me asking questions about my shirt or asking about the nickel plate or asking about different things. Yeah, Rocky Mountain Train Show's coming up in April. I wish I could go. Unfortunately, I can't. Pullovers are on the Spreadshop site. Where's the train list? Or where's the list? Here's the list. We'll add to it. We have to add to it. We'll get there. We'll get there in a second. We'll get there. I want to show. Today I got a little distracted at work and started working on a little project, basically like what if Heath had more space. So I'm gonna play my thank you video real fast just to thank everybody that supported the channel. You know, yeah, I mean you know the deal, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I've been playing with over here in AnyRail.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Yeah, so I've kind of been dreaming big at least. The way this is drawn right now, it's actually 4 operators and a dispatcher. But yeah, projects are piling up. So this was a little thing that I was playing with today. The building that I'm in are like 300 and some odd of these studio apartments. And with what I'm paying for this space, part of the thought is maybe I should just get one of the studio apartments and move the layout into the studio apartment. Obviously, there's financial issues with doing that, but I'm still dreaming. You know, I'm still, you know, reaching big, trying to see like what the possibilities are, what the potentials are. So I essentially took my current layout because I like the story. I like the story of my current layout. It's just that I want it spread out more. I wish things, you know, would have a little bit more space. Yes, so we do have a big couch up here. We come in, the aisle coming in is 36 inches, but I've cut down the opening to 24 inches just to kind of get in the room. This will be some sort of lift gate or something. And my thought is this whole corner will be modeled the Hellgate Bridge. So that'll be the big bridge. Chris from Family Guy, I don't know that I know what Chris from Family Guy sounds like, but now I might have to go check it out. He might stop laughing at me. Oh boy. Anyway, so I tried to maintain 36, but I wanted to expand the staging yard. And essentially what this is it's all of the same elements that I have here. But what I did is I moved a staging yard on each end of the point-to-point layout, and I put one industry area in front of the one staging yard, and the other industry area in front of the other staging yard. So the idea would be is I'd set up the trains ahead of time in the staging yard. Trains would be pulled out of the staging yards, go to the main yard. And what I have here now for the main yard is just what I have back there. I haven't changed it at all. Trains would get broken down in the main yard, then they would go to the various industries. Stuff in the industries would come back to the main yard, and then trains would go back to staging. Nice long, runs between things. The peninsula I put on angle to give it a little bit more of a artistic flair, I guess you can say. And then, I got the long loop all the way around the room with 2 tracks behind the couch just for, fun to get it out there. Yeah, so the problem with this room is this layout is set up for 3 operators, but I can't really have more than 2 people in the room. So the one has to be remote. What I like about this is I could have 4 operators in here, 1 for each industrial area, 1 for the car float, and 1 for the main yard, maybe even 2 for the main yard, and then a dispatcher if I wanted, and then Mark can be sitting on the couch if you wanted. Pedro, I am using AnyRail. This is AnyRail 6. It's what I've been using for a while. I've worked a little bit of things out to make it do what I want to do. It does look like, I don't know why the operators look like they are watching videos on their phones. It's just sort of funny. Am I doing an unboxing tonight? I don't plan on one. Need a spur to the kitchen. The idea is that I would buy one of the apartments or rent or whatever, one of the apartments that is not renovated. If I'm able to renovate the apartment, I would knock down this wall here and I would knock down this area here so I could extend things out more. But I don't know. This is just sort of dreaming. Yeah, I'm waiting on a box from TSG Multimedia as well. Is that what he's talking about? I don't think so. Who forgot their SD card? I don't know who they're saying forgot. Oh, SD card in the phones, in the thing. Hoppers full of chicken wings. Yeah, exactly. Christmas gift from 4 years. I don't know what conversation is going on in the thing. Well, so Lynn, I could knock down the walls. The first problem is I have to come up with enough money to actually be able to get it. So it's just sort of something that I was working on, because I don't have enough stuff on the list. I kind of thought I should, I should see what other trouble I can get into. We could suspend somebody from the ceiling. And yes, you are immensely confusing me. So let's take a little bit of look. Let's take a little bit of, oh boy. Let's take a look at the list. Woo! That was hard. Oh, Paul, that was actually funny. The idea is that so instead of having this office space, so this is my work from home office as well as like my man cave. So instead of having this space, we would have that space. We would still keep the studio or the 1-bedroom apartment with the bedroom. It's just, it's to expand, Oh, Lynn McCurdy says, toward knocking down the walls with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. And Dwight is correct. It probably will it'll probably take me a little more money than that to make it happen. I will. What was I gonna? Oh, so one thought. Somebody mentioned a hammock and mentioned needing to sleep here. One of the thoughts is that this couch could be a pull-out couch and or a couch you could sleep on. So if people did want to come over and visit, we could, get an operating session together and somebody could sleep here for the op session, and or just, you know, if people wanted to come visit me, they would have a place to crash for the night. So yes, there is a plan for sleeping in here. Oh, and there is also a plan that I am still also planning to do the overhead train thing. We'll just do it, you know, up over the doorway and have it go around. That is true. I probably would never get rid of Rick. Yeah, member chat, Roy Eltham coming up on the 24-month mark. One more month to go, and I don't think it's really, I don't know that it's really one more month. It's probably only days at this point. I'm wondering if it's going to flip over in March. Yeah, Mark, sleep in the train room. Isn't your train room in one of your bedrooms? You could theoretically probably sleep in yours. Heath, I really do think you should keep the aisle space entry at 36 inches. I thought a lot about that. I'm not too worried about it. I do know, like, I get it that code is 36 inches. It is also a private space. But yeah, I do get it. But yeah, there is a bathroom. It's right, you see where it says bath right here? Bath, and there's the toilet and the sink. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool. We'd have, you know, a whole space and whatnot. And yes, there would be 2 windows. I have 1 window now. I just keep it covered all the time, and I live in dark, which isn't good. Yeah, adding to list, put a bed in your train room. Yeah, put the bed underneath so you can like pull it out from under. There you go. David from DB Tech, he's got a bed in his train room. All right, so are we getting to this list already? Mark does need to move the wall, or you could sleep in the tub. That's true. If 2 people want to come, you guys could fight for the couch. One person could have the couch, and one person could sleep in the bathtub and / shower. The girlfriend thinks I'm crazy, but you know, I don't know. As long as I pay for it, she doesn't care. The list. Let's talk about the list real quick. Sleep in a tub, I've been there. Oh boy. You have a bed in your train room? I thought about like trying to get a cot or something for in here. It's just, it's big enough for like a cot, but that is, that's about all I could fit in here. Yeah, Roy, she knows. She knows. It's not a thinking thing. It is a nose. She knows. So here's my short list. And as I explained earlier, if you weren't here, the short list is my like short time frame list. And I was attempting to make a short list and a mid time frame list, but that didn't go very well. When I designed it with a bed, I did put a Murphy bed in, but Murphy beds are very expensive and they take up a lot of space. And for a room that is primarily going to be used for running trains, I'd rather spend the money on trains. I'm capable of sleeping in my desk chair. Ah, too funny. Okay, so install DR4050 lighting. What the heck is that? DigiKeys has a DCC controlled LED tape strip, and the tape strip comes both in RGB and white. This is the extension kit to the DR4050. So I've got the DR4050, got the DR4051. None of it is set up right now, but if you look behind me, you see how like I got all the blue lights. What I really want to do is connect the fast clock to my RGB lighting over DCC so that I can run day to night scene transitions based on time. So I thought that would be a lot of fun, and it's something that I want to get done. And the reason I want to get it done soon is because I want to kind of work from the back forward. And I figure this is in the top and the back, so I should get it in faster. Okay, Andy, what's something that is train related that's not on the list? What am I missing? Update the thank you video. I actually just did that last night, so the update video was updated, but I'll have to update it every couple weeks, so we can leave that on there. Swap the power supply for Riverside Bright. What is Riverside Bright, you might ask? These lights right there, the bright lights that I use so that I can see the layout, those are my bright lights. So I've got them on a thing, but I've added some more to them, so I want to up the size of the power supply. Andy's talking about the Manhattan meetup, adding that to the list. Let's actually, let's go over here, go to the display. Andy and I are starting a little project, and I will show you. If you go to, what is it, www.manhattanmodelers.com. Oh, I spelled it completely wrong. www.manhattanmodelers.com. There we go. I hope I've spelled all the words correctly too. I only have one L. Is it one L or two? Now that I spelled that too, right? Is that right? Is it one word or is it two? Anyway, we're starting a Manhattan Modelers group. Andy and I are kind of starting it. There's some other people that want to get involved. So I've put this this website up. You can sign up for a mailing list. There's an email address on the bottom. And we're just having fun making things happen. Bill, thank you so much. $1.99 super chat for the new layout to be. This layout is still going to keep getting worked on while I dream about the other layout as well. So we'll get there. Things are gonna happen. So let's take a look again. Here's the list. So I swapped the PSU. We talked about that. Where to install the motors, make a plan, and then install the turnout motors. I got turnout motors. The plan for this layout and the plan for the future layout is, because of how small my layouts are, I want operators to be able to get trains out of staging over to the main yard without having to like go over and manually throw switches. So the thought is that I want turnout motors installed on the main line so that I could set up routes so that I can, you know, push a button and drive a train from staging over to this area without having to move around the room because I don't have a lot of space. So the idea is to install some turnout motors, but I didn't plan turnout motors when I built this. So there might be some places where I can't actually put turnout motors because I've already got things that I put in the way. So that's the plan. Derek, where are you talking about? Where is staging on this, the current layout, or where is staging for the newly planned layout? Staging for this layout is right here. This right here is my staging yard. So all these turnouts here will be on turnout motors, and then the turnouts along the way to get over to the yard. Essentially, I want the operator that is standing here, I want him to be able to push a button and be able to bring a train around without having to like make his way around and stuff like that. And also getting in and out of the main yard, you need to be able to control these turnouts here. When the peninsula is up, you can't really reach those turnouts. You need to come around here, and theoretically there's another operator here. So the idea is to get those on turnout motors and make that happen as well. I'm actually using, instead of tortoises, I'm going to be using DCC Concepts digital IP turnout motors. The reason that I'm using those is a couple. One, they're actually smaller than tortoise motors. Two, while they are stall motors, they have intelligent circuitry in them that when they reach the end of their throw, they actually shut off the motor. So you're not continually driving the motor when it's in that, when it's in that, when it's in one of the far sides of the throw. The other thing, reason I'm using them is because they've got a low voltage signal wire that you can use either for your frogs or for LEDs there's a lot of reasons, but basically I'm using the DCC Concepts. Hey Ethan, I haven't seen you around in a while. I'm using the DCC Concepts digital IP cobalt turnout motors. Heath, you're making your own train group and you're going to run it like you're in charge of it, or am I missing something? I won't be in charge of it. It'll be it'll be community. We'll all be in charge of it. The members that found it will build it to be something open and inclusive for everybody. And that's our goal, essentially, is I won't get into a lot of it, but there's reasons and Bill from Ozark, Midland, and Southern with another super chat. Heath, you're a good sport, Bill. Bill, thank you so much. If you guys haven't seen it, Bill's got a really incredible O-scale layout. He's been doing some really great scenery videos, and check his channel out if you get a chance. Actually, I think I can. Let's see if we can still do this at OZ. We'll see if this works. Hopefully his link will pop up. Yeah, exactly. So the way this layout is designed, do I need to bring up a picture of it? Let me see if I can find a picture of it quickly. I do have it. I do have a picture of it. I have a lot of pictures of it, but uh-oh. Oh, here it is. Layout ideas. Let's see. Go down to 48. Where's 48? Here we go. 48 JPEG. Okay. This is the current layout. The current layout's designed for 3 people. So, one person here, and then maybe a dispatcher, maybe just somebody that's here that can run the remote area, or, that can be completely remote. So it's kind of 2 or 3 people is kind of the plan, yeah. Brad says, Heath, those are great turnout motors. I've been using them on my layout now for a while for those reasons. I was very impressed with them. I used Smales for the time saver section. They're fine. They're okay. But I used a DCC Concepts. I'm pointing and stuff you can't see. I used the DCC Concept motor for this, and it worked really well, and I was very happy with it. So, yeah. Let's see. Community building. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We want it to be more friendly for everybody. Don't you wish everybody did that? Did what? Tom, your question made me think the slow own tree. Glad you didn't use dial. When is the first op session? So theoretically, the layout is running now. I've done op sessions on the stream that didn't go so well. There's a video called, I think it's called like Nightmare or something like that, or the thumbnail says Nightmare on it, and you can see how well that first op session went. Yeah, the layout, this is nice too. It keeps the mess hidden. But so the layout is basically operational. You can throw switches, by hand, but everything runs. Everything works well. When I say everything runs, it all depends on what locomotive you select. But yeah, I don't know about professional. I wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far as saying professional. Should we go back to this list? Check out what else is on this list. So I've got, let's see. Yeah, Nightmare on Heath Street, 100%. If one of the moderators can find that video, I believe it's called Nightmare. It should be on one of my uploads. It was pretty recent. It's essentially 12 minutes of me fighting with the layout, but learned a lot since then, got a lot fixed since then, and we'll keep going down the list. Hold on, before we get to the list, why don't we, I've got some things on the desk that I don't know, I guess some of them are on the list. I've got some highway overpass bridges. I want to take these highway overpass bridges, and what I would like to do is in this corner here and in this corner here to kind of make a little bit of a view block. I thought a good way to do that would be to put a highway overpass. So I've got a couple kits. The goal is I'll just, I'll make them straight and then I'll cut them out. John, thanks for posting that. Bookmark that if you are ever frustrated with your layout. Bookmark that video and have a good laugh. Have a good laugh about it. So yeah, so that's one of the projects. Speaking about the turnout motors, I've got a bunch of dwarf signals, and I was talking about the DCC Concepts have the pin out for the signals. So I got these are dwarf signals as well. So just like I have over here on the time saver, I don't know if you can see the lights. You can see some of the green ones, it looks like. But I've got lights that show what position the switches are in. So along with installing the turnout motors, we'll install some of these dwarf switches as well. Excuse me, I apologize. That coughing is probably loud for you guys. I'm still getting over RSV that I had, and it's still just every once in a while I cough and stuff like that. These dwarf signals came from, actually, these came from EVE model, and these came from CNDT model or something like that. If you look up N-scale dwarf signals, or they have them in HO, they have them in OO scale, they have them in O scale. They're exactly the same. They must come out of the same factory. They're all just different email. They're different email stores, but they all same things. So these signals are only going to indicate which direction the turnout is thrown in. So they will be connected to the turnout motor, and they will be controlled that way. So there's no, logic in them, essentially. Whatever direction the motor is in, the correct light will light up. Tina, thank you so much for saying that. Whenever I'm having issues with my layout, I think, what would Heath do? Then I get inspired. If you want to see inspiring, man, I gotta tell you this, getting a chance to operate on some of these legendary layouts, this was very inspiring, very, very, very inspiring to me. So other things I've got here, I have, can you tell what these are? I don't know if you can even see what these are. Can anybody see what these are? So this is a little playground set. It's an N-scale playground set. I found this on, oh, Corey, that is too funny. I found these on eBay and I was like, oh, I gotta get these. So one of the things that I'm planning to do is on the peninsula area, I've got this open space here. And the peninsula is based on the 69th Street transfer bridge, which is down by the water. And they've turned the area into a park. So I thought it would be really fun to take this area here. And I've got things somewhere around here. I've got a bin of, here we go, waterfront park. So in my waterfront park bin, I've got a bunch of different different things. Like I've got little, got some woodland scenics people. I've got some park benches. I've got, you know, the biker gang that comes to hang out at the park. I've got a little ice cream truck. I've got a American flag on a pole. So the plan is to basically make a little park scene, just because I think that would be really awesome. And I've just, you know, because you know, I've got no other projects on the layout, so I thought while I wasn't doing any other projects on the layout, I might as well buy more things that I don't need to add to the other projects that I don't need to do. No, I have done a very, very strict background check on my ice cream vendor, and he is not a creepy guy whatsoever. But yeah. He's playing how to be, yeah, exactly. Speaking about things that I bought that I don't need, but that are projects that I hope to get to, I still want to do, I'm not going to do Times Square, but I want to do an area with a bunch of these Miller Engineering signs. So I've got, here's a Zenith one. This one says hotel, no vacancy, and you can't see any of them. So this one is motel, no vacancy. This one's Zenith. This one says Kodak. This one says Swing Line. I've got some of the Ringling Brothers ones and some other stuff. The plan for those is, remember I talked about this bridge over here? So on this one, on this bridge, I'm going to have a whole bunch of those signs kind of set up amongst the backdrop, kind of like a fun little a scene going on. Cascade, you got to have those fun little things, right? The white band that says free candy, 100%, 100%. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, I still don't quite know how to tell, like, when I buy a sign, like, how big it's going to be. I mean, this, you know, when I bought the Kodak and the Swing Line stapler, I didn't quite realize one was going to be so much bigger than the other, but they are. So we'll see. We'll find ways to make things happen. While we're over here, because I now have this problem. Now that I want to do operations, I keep buying boxcars, and I don't. Settle down, Kyle. Settle down. Thank you, RWC Toyman, and great, really good seeing you. Good to see you checking in. Really awesome. I keep buying boxcars now that I'm into operations. So this is a CN boxcar, and I don't want to admit this, especially if the Canadians are here, but I've been looking at a couple different CN things lately, so I got this this boxcar kind of to do with that. This is a cool car from Microtrains. They did not announce this as a Valentine's car, but this car came out in February, and if you open the door and look inside, it's got hearts on it on both sides. So it's MRS 5545, and it is the February 2023 Valentine's Day car, but they never said that it was. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of what it is. Yeah. No, we're not. No. We're not changing the scale. And my story has not changed. Just so we're clear, my story is still the same. I am still doing a circus-based layout where when I, the layout's still going to be circus-based, especially in the new version, which is why things being more spread out is going to be a good thing, is that when the circus comes into town, all the freight stuff needs to go away. And then the circus unloads and does its thing, and then the circus loads back up and goes out. So there's still a story involving the circus. It's amazing how fast I can put my hands on things. Are you saying like how quickly I buy things? Are you saying I buy too much stuff? Railroad enthusiast, if you buy that boxcar for your girlfriend, please come back and tell us how that goes. Tell us how that works out for you. I don't know why I bought these. I don't know that I'm going to run these, but they're called air repeater cars, and they've got this little, I don't know what these are. I don't know why I got these. They looked really cool, and I had to get those. Nathan, you don't have to be in Manhattan to join the new group. It's just more that we are trying to find and encourage more and more modelers that are based in New York, because it's not a, I'm trying to see if I closed it, if it's still open. Is it still open? Oh, there it is. It's not about not letting people from other areas in it. It's just more about trying to encourage people in this area to get together and model. So yeah, Manhattan modelers, just getting started. So, you know, not a lot to see yet. But before we go back to the list, I've got 5 minutes left. We'll see how to get there. That's what it is. It's hard to find modelers in the city. If we have something out there, we will be able to hopefully bring in some people and be able to meet them. And yeah, yeah, I'm a part of the BMT group. It is true. Tina says, we've had a lot of couples over the past month coming into the store. Nice to see so many women getting into the hobby. I agree. Women have a completely different perspective than we do on the modeling, and it's really great to, you know, to see more and more women and their views and stuff getting modeled, you know, in model railroading and stuff like that. Yeah, Jim for me a water park. If I had enough room. So yes, apparently I did pre-order these cars. I had ordered them. The order got canceled. I wasn't sure if I reordered them. Apparently I did reorder them. But yeah, well, and Edward, Manhattan's a little bit far for you, but like maybe, you know, maybe we'll have an event or something like that. So Cascade, yes, I have the microtrains versions as well. They're right here. You probably can't see what I'm doing, but I am. So I've got the Atlas ones without the little whatever things, and with the little things. You can see let's zoom in a little bit. So you can see these don't have any of this stuff on it, and these have all this stuff on it. These are the microtrains ones as well. I've got two of the same cars here. All of these have all the stuff on it. Oh, and if you notice too, right? So these numbers are both the same. They're both 188s from Atlas, but the one's got the notes and stuff on them, and the other one doesn't. And Train Life came out with theirs as well. You can't really see too well, but this one doesn't have the notes on it, and this one does. And I'm part of the reason why I got these, and I guess I maybe told this story before or not, but my mom passed away from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which I believe is a blood cancer, if I'm not mistaken. But they don't make cars for non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So this is a little bit my way of honoring her a little bit by having these breast cancer awareness and just sort of having, you know, cancer awareness cars as a part of my layout. So that's why I ordered or pre-ordered these Train Life ones to be able to run those on my layout. Oh, Microtrains did a 188 run as well. Uh-oh, because I have the Atlas ones. I don't have the other. Great, thanks, Cameron, helping me buy more box cars that I don't need. Yeah, my girlfriend is interested in model trains as it gives her free time. That's her that's her interest in it. But yeah, thank you. And it's just it's a little way to kind of give back. Yeah, buying more trains is a problem, especially when you don't have money. But you need right. It's like, do I have money to get the apartment so that I can have this really cool build this really cool layout and spread everything out, or do I buy some more boxcars? And it's kind of that, it's that fine line. But yeah, so some of the other things I've got is, of course, more boxcars. I saw this boxcar here and I had to get this one. And the reason I had to get this one is because it's a New York Central boxcar that was relabeled for Conrail, or whatever they call that. I forget what there's some word for that, but yeah, so New York Central Conrail car. I thought that was really cool because I'm kind of modeling New York Central-ish with the, with the transfer bridge and stuff. So yeah. Mark says, yeah, he bought the on-track cars to honor my mom and wife who have both fought cancer. Yeah, exactly. Derek's mom had cancer as well. Yeah, Paul, same thing. 100%, 100%, exactly. And then I got these. This is a Maine East Central. If you guys don't know, on the layout back here, I've got some Maine East Central S2 locomotives, and this has a tree on it. So I kind of got this in honor of Rick the Tree. So I thought, some Maine Central, not Maine East Central, Maine Central cars with the pine tree in honor of Rick Foltz-Bailey, one of the Sidetrack Sunday members as well. Probably a Conrail shared asset, but I don't think did they overlap? Did New York Central and Conrail exist at the same time? I thought when Conrail started, it was the consolidation of them. Oh, James is a cancer survivor too. Yeah, cancer's awful. It's just really awful. Ethan Armitage wants to know, how big is my layout? Right now it's it's in a room that is 8 foot by 9 foot long. I've actually got about 22 feet of shelf layout, and that's kind of what I'm working with so far, is those those little things. So I do have a list of things. I did not finish the list as I wanted tonight, but you can see I've got a whole bunch of things on here. This is still supposed to say Eufy, which we've already done. We've actually taken apart Semel engine building. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So on that note, I'm going to wrap it up because I do want to get over and check out second section. There's a lot of really awesome people doing a lot of really amazing things out there. Yes, we know about some of the ones on YouTube. There are others we don't know about on YouTube. There are ones that are not on YouTube that are out there in person. I really just want to get out there and inspire people, bring people in, like whatever it is. I just think it's great. This hobby is just fantastic, and the more people we can get into it, and the more people that we can share the hobby with, I'm all for it. So, promote people, promote others, and just have a really great time. I don't know what to say. From the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity.